Hi, this is Barry Gabby, Athletic Director for Pekin Community High School, coming to you from our beautiful pool. We'd like to take a few minutes today and talk about our girls swim team and their great season they had this fall. One of the things we would normally do at the Fall Sports Awards is we would recognize those athletes who were a 4-year letter winner in each sport. And for girls swim, we'd like to take a moment and recognize Derry. Derry, great job on being a 4-year letter winner. It's something you should be proud of. Earning a varsity letter all 4 years, not many athletes do that, and it's definitely something you can hang your hat on and something to be proud of and to show off that P. The other thing I'd like to say to the athletes is that there is something about dealing with adversity that makes you a better person. I think that people who can adapt to adversity are successful people and will be successful people. The better you adapt to adversity and adverse situations, the more successful you will be. We definitely had an adverse situation this fall with COVID and having to change our routine and the different things we had to do for swim and all the sports this fall. And I just want to say thanks to all the athletes for everything you did to help us have a successful season. On that note, I'd also like to thank our parents. Thank you for supporting our athletes. Thank you for coming out, volunteering to help run the swim meets and understanding that we couldn't have fans in the balcony to watch our swim meets. Thanks to those who helped us live stream our swim meets. I know it didn't always work out. Technology sometimes is a little bit difficult, but I'd like to thank everybody who was involved with that. I'd also like to thank our coaches, Coach Dunn and Coach Carlson, for everything they did during the swim season, and of course, all the people who helped at the computer table running the scoreboard. So ladies, you guys had a great season. I always enjoy coming out and watching. I've learned a lot about swimming over the last few years, and I want to continue to learn. And maybe one of these days, I'll actually get in the pool. So hey, great job on a fall season, and looking forward to great things to come, and good luck the rest of the way in your school year. Thank you.
Hi guys, it's Coach Krista and I. We are 6 feet apart, so we don't have to wear a mask, but we're here at the pool. We miss being here at the pool, and we miss you guys. So we really wanted to have an in-person banquet, and I'm gonna miss the fried chicken and all the lovely food that you guys usually bring and the slideshow. But unfortunately we can't have that this year. So we wanted to make sure though that you guys got your banquet, got your recognition of the wonderful things that you did this year. With COVID, it has been a crazy year, and I do want to say that I would not have wanted to go through this season with any other girls than you guys. When the beginning of the season, when we had 33 girls, I thought, oh, how are we gonna do this? But you guys were wonderful, you stepped up. I do want to say one thing that will remind you of the season: social distance, girls. I felt like I did that all the time, and I think that helped, because we made it through the season. So let's go ahead and get started with the recognition. And we heard from our fearless leader, Mr. Gabby, and he was a great help trying to figure out the whole season, not even just for us, but for the other sports that were able to have their season. So we'll go ahead and start with our records, and you guys will each get a little pamphlet like this when you pick up your awards. Speaking of that, let me just say this, and I'll try to remind later in the presentation. We will be here, or one of us will be here, January 7th and 8th. Depends on what day you guys have, whether you're red or white, at between 2:30 and 3:15ish, to pick up your awards here on the pool deck. Okay, so let's get started on the awards. I'm going to talk about the Senior Athletic Award. If you are on the team for 4 years and you're at least a 2-year varsity swimmer, you get these nice plaques. So Derry and Kylie both get a plaque this year. Derry is actually a 4-year varsity swimmer, so that's noted on her plaque. So freshmen, I'd like you to keep that in mind, that if you are on the varsity for at least 2 years, you get a nice plaque at the end of your swim career. Again, that's off to Coach. Okay. Some other awards that are specialty awards are captain awards, and those are also two of our four seniors, our two seniors that won the awards. That's Kylie and Derry. So congratulations to them on being captains and guiding our swimmers throughout the season and warm-ups and whatever we needed them to do. They were a great help. So congratulations to them on their captain's award. Another award that comes with being a senior is the Ashley Waddell Award. This is an award that was created, unfortunately, out of a tragic event. Off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I don't remember what year it was, but Ashley Waddell was in an accident, and she was a swimmer, and she passed away. And her parents started this scholarship fund, and this year, award winner was of the Ashley Waddell Award was Derry. So she received that award. That's a $500 award to the college that she's going to go to. So congratulations to Derry. Moving on with our special awards, most valuable player or swimmer. It's a high point award, so it's not a subjective award. It's who earned the most points throughout the season. This was very, very close. There was the winner, and then 2 points underneath her. There was 2 people that were tied for that. So, but the winner this year was Renna McDaniels at 137 points, and then Sophia Sumer and Jenna Sellers had 135 points. But Renna came out on top, and she is our highest point winner. So congratulations, Miss Renna. So congratulations. The next one is most improved. Oh, I'm sorry. We are the swim and dive. So Renna was the high point of the swimming aspect of the swim and dive. And Krista, would you like to announce who was the high point for the divers?
Matea Kenya was the high point winner for diving.
So she was the most valuable diver. So
Yes.
Congratulations to Miss Matea. Yay! Good job, girls. Another award is most improved. And I will say that this is something that I could probably give to just about everybody on the team. We had, even with such a rough year with COVID, we couldn't do morning practices, we couldn't get in the weight room, things like that. I feel everybody really, really improved. I did want to say at sectionals, the whole sectional team, everybody dropped time. So I was so proud of everybody. Not just the sectional team, but when you get your awards, you will also get a sheet that shows all your times for each meet. So you'll be able to see, hopefully, that your times get better and better throughout the season. So, but for the one overall that we felt was the most improved was Riley Stark. I want to say that Riley started in a little bit, I kept moving her up lanes, keep challenging her, and she kept answering, that call, and she kept getting better and better at no matter what I put her in. She just like, okay, and then went and did, better in those events. So congratulations, Riley. So, all right. Usually during the banquet, I like to talk about all the girls because it is a team and we all work together as a team. Whether you are, a freshman that just started and may not get to swim at every meet, especially this season was a little bit of a challenge because of how many people we could take. So I appreciate your patience on those kids that came out and maybe didn't get to swim as much as some of the other girls, but very proud of all you guys. Let's see. So we're going to start with the seniors and just kind of work our way down. And we're just kind of doing alphabetical order. These are just things off the top of our head that we wanted to share. So we're going to start with Audrey, and she this was her first year joining the team as a senior. She joined, I think mainly because she couldn't play volleyball. So, so she'll get to swim and play volleyball in the spring if she wanted to. So I did not, unfortunately, get to meet Audrey that much, but every time I saw her, she was a great girl to be around. So, Coach Krista, would you like to say just a little bit about?
Yes, Audrey, she was the only one. She got her reverse dive. I was so proud of her. She just got up there and did exactly what I told her to do, and she did it. And for a first year senior coming out diving, she really accomplished a lot, and I was very proud of her.
Okay. The next one would be Natalie. We can't say last names, but Natalie was also first time swimming on the swim team, and she's a good swimmer, but she said, hey, let's try dive, because she tumbled before, and she really came on as a strong diver for us this year, so I was very proud of her. She's always cheerful, positive, uplifting.
Very much, yeah. All-around athlete. Very proud of her.
Yes, all-around athlete. Okay. We talked about Kylie. I've enjoyed having Kylie. I actually coached Kylie when she was younger, so I've kind of watched her grow up into a beautiful, sweet young lady. She's very respectful. She did have some injuries that she's had to work through, and she's done really well. She's been a positive role model as a team captain, so we're very glad to have her again this year. Derry, also team captain, hard worker. She's give me more, coach. I want to come to morning practice. She's just very hard worker. She helped out quite a bit. If I tell her, hey, what about, what do you want to do here? Which direction do you want to go in? And she was always ready and willing to do that. Except for the 500, she kind of was like, coach, I don't want to do that much anymore. So we kind of worked through that. But she helped. She led some practices, had a fun card game. She brought some perspective to some workouts, gave suggestions. Sometimes I'm like, Derek, no, we're doing this, we're not doing that. But it was a good rapport. So I enjoyed having her, and I know that all four of these lovely seniors will do well in the future. They're great young ladies. Okay, moving on to juniors. We have Sarah. Sarah is so easygoing. She is just so laid back, almost too laid back that I'm constantly telling her, turn over, Sarah, move a little faster, come on, you can do it. And she's always encouraging those teammates around her, so we really enjoyed that about Sarah. Riley C. She's just a solid individual. Is she going to go to state? Is she going to go to the Olympics in swimming? No, but I shouldn't say no. Maybe, I don't know if she wants to. But she is so fun to be around. Very smart. Very. You just know she's going to do well in life. So I'm so glad that she came back out this year. Allie, she really, in the beginning of the season, I was a little concerned. I didn't really share that with her, but she seemed to not have her head in swimming. And with this year, it was a year that it was kind of hard to concentrate on one thing or another. So I was a little concerned of whether she would make the sectional team or not. And when it came down to it, she really worked hard towards the end of the season. Ended up making the sectional team as an alternate. And then it's like, you know what? She's really worked hard. Let's give her an event, which is the IM. And she was like, okay, I'll do it. And then she ended up actually filling in for Jenna when she wasn't able to go. So she worked really hard and stepped up at sectionals. So I was really proud of Allie for that. Sierra, I love having her around. She's a cheerleader, very supportive of the other kids, whether it be at practice or I know we couldn't really yell and cheer at meets, but she was always there. Hey, how'd it go? You know, how can I do this? She really found out she liked backstroke, so I can't wait to work with her some more next year on getting her backstroke times down. So glad to have her on the team. Tiara, she had a great attitude for as hurt as she was this year. She would come in and I would be apprehensive about putting her in certain events, and she's like, no, I'm going to try it. And so she's always a hard worker, always trying to get a better time, especially in backstroke. She tried something this year too for the 500. She swam the 500 for us and was able to kind of adapt and get used to doing that. I'm not sure if she you know, next year if that's something that she wants to do, but I would gladly take her as a 500 swimmer, but we'll have to make that decision next year. So she swam through the pain quite a bit this year, so hopefully next year we'll get back on track. Jenna developed into quite a little sprinter. She when she's not doubting herself, she goes out there and just does it, you know. So worked a lot on just trying to build confidence in herself, and I think towards the end that she really did, and she was dropping times, and I like the fact that hey coach, what do you think about this? And we would work things. I would tell her something, she would try it, and you know, and that helped. She tweak her stroke, and I think that helped quite a bit. So Jenna, and I really was just as upset as she was when she found out she wasn't able to go to sectionals. But she's got one more year. Look for great things for her to come about. Speaking of great things, Sophia S. She's all around athlete.
Yes.
She just she can do it. I mean, if you probably say go out there and play something, she would learn how to do it and just do it. She just has a natural athletic ability. So she was our top swimmer at sectionals. She blew away her times in her sprinting events. So very, very proud of her. She was the highest place person at sectionals. She got 8th place in the 50 and the 100. And I think 9th place in breaststroke. So she did really well. She's a hard worker, she earned it. So very proud of her. Next we have Maya. She's always so sweet, and I talked to her parents. I'm like, sure she doesn't want to swim, sure she doesn't swim. Well, she came out for swim this year, and she's done so well, so well. I wish she would have came out sooner, but I'll take her, and look forward to next year developing even a little bit more with Maya. So glad that she came out, and she's always wanting to improve, always asking, well, can I do this? How do I do that? I enjoy that as a coach, and so does Krista, somebody that we call is coachable, and she's very coachable. Kayla, she is also a national athlete. She has so much potential, and I look forward to next year also developing that. She's a good sprinter, although I did have her do the 500 a couple times. I know it wasn't your favorite, Kayla, but I think that, if we really, if you wanted to do that, you could also do that, because you have an awesome freestyle, and so I look for the potential that will come out next year. Okay, Kelsey. This was the first year that Kelsey came out. She was able to. She had some background in swim, but she was able to take that background and get to know all the strokes much better, and she improved. And she was the same thing. How do I do this? Is this right? She'd question, her own ability, her own improvement. So again, she's another one I look to improve next year. Lauren H. I will admit I was a little nervous that she would not, after the first couple weeks, of whether she would stick it out, and she did, and I'm so glad she did. She did a great job. She just, for never swimming on the team before, and I hope she won't be embarrassed in saying this, she was one that swam with her head out of the water, and she's kept trying, kept improving, and I'm so proud of her. Ending the season with some great times with her freestyle, and I just look forward to next year seeing her improve even more. But I'm glad she stuck it out, and I think she made some pretty good friends too on the team, so that's a great thing about being on the team. Gabby Gabster, I miss you. I miss seeing you. I just love talking to Gabby. She's very, very fun to be around. Again, she's not going to go out there and probably wouldn't qualify for state or anything like that, but she is one of the team's biggest cheerleaders. She's a great teammate. She's willing to put in the work. She's a well-rounded person. I know she's involved in other things, so we're just glad to have her when she's here. So we love Gabby. Avery's very quiet, but I know that she's a very good all-around athlete, and I know swimming is probably not her first sport love, but and I know she probably just does it to stay in shape and to see us and the team, because I think she does have some good friends here. But she's a solid individual. I can always count on her. She smiles. We love seeing her, and like I said, she doesn't complain. If I ask her to do something, she kind of will look at me like if she doesn't want to do it, but she'll end up doing it. So Matea, we talked about Matea. Would you like to say a little bit more about Matea?
Matea has improved over the last 2 years. As a freshman starting out, she never knew she could dive, and I pulled her out of swim class, and I said, "You're a diver," and the first thing she did freshman year, she got up and did a front dive pike perfectly, and I was so excited to have her. And this year, she's just improved on that muscle memory, and I look forward to just all the improvements that are coming in the next 2 years. So love having Matea. She's fun.
Ella just goes with the flow. She comes down into her lane, does what she's told, lets me know if she's not going to be here, because again, she has other activities that she's involved in, and that's fine. That makes a well-rounded person. So and that's what Ella is. We love having her. Her and Gabby like to team up together and keep other teammates spirits up in that, and she's very positive, fun to be around. So we're glad she came back again this year. Now we have Lydia. She has improved. I would say, everybody's kind of improved or really improved. But when I think of Lydia, I think of the word mature. It's not that she's just matured as a person, but she's matured as a swimmer. She's starting to come in her own. I know she's very athletic too, and swimming I don't think was, I know she plays basketball and there's other sports that she plays. But she has matured, I would say, as a swimmer. She takes it a little bit more serious. So I think that she's really growing as a swimmer, and I look for great things the next couple years. So Lydia, watch out, get ready for butterfly, because I think that's what we're going to concentrate on next year, okay? Sophia T. She kind of struggled with some injuries this year, so that you kind of limit on certain strokes that you can or cannot do, or how much you can get into the pool. So she continued to improve on her strokes, but we look forward to next year to really, hopefully the injuries will not be as prevalent, and she can get back in there and, next year continue to improve, which I know she'll be up to. She'll be up to the challenge. Lindsay. Lindsay was so dedicated. She'd come in and, you know, I don't know if everybody knows, they'd come in and they'd take temperatures. And she'd come in, get her temperature, be ready to go, have her goggles ready. It's her first year swimming for us, obviously, and her stroke technique and has improved. She's learned, obviously, all 4 strokes. And we're looking for her to build on that muscle memory for next year. So look forward to having her back next year. Emily, she really put in the work. She put into the work, and she was like Riley. She was in this lane and then just kind of kept moving up because she kept improving and showing that she could put in the work, and she responded very well to instruction, and it showed in the way that she was dropping times and, you know, willing to do the hard events, the IM and the fly. So, you know, somebody's got to swim them. Those are my 2 favorite events, so I think that's why I have a kinship to Emily, that, you know, those are my 2 events. And speaking of Emily, you can't speak of Emily without Lily. This second part of the dynamic duel, they would come in together, they would complete each other's sentences. It was hilarious. But same as Emily, they would push each other. They would, Lily would work hard, and they had great fun. We had great fun being around them.
Yeah.
They are good girls. And she also would do the hard events, but different hard events, 500, 200. She would not necessarily like to do them all the time, but she would do them. So these 2, I look forward to having them back next year. Autumn, she was my distance girl. There's usually 1 or 2 girls, excuse me, and boys that I call my workhorse. They just get in and they just go and go and go. And that's Autumn. She'd get in and just work. She's great all-around swimmer. She knows all the strokes. The only thing is we had to keep telling her that she's too loud and that she needed to be quiet. And anybody that knows Autumn knows that that's a joke, because she's very, very quiet person. But we loved having her, and I look forward to seeing everybody. I know I keep saying that, but I really do look forward to seeing everybody. Lauren J. She, again, when we talked about Lydia being mature, Lauren is a very mature swimmer too. She knows her body. She knows how to adjust it. So I was very excited when she came out. She's a very hard worker, comfortable in her own skin as far as swimming. I think she may not say that, but we know that when she gets in there, she likes to compete. She's ready to go. She's a seasoned swimmer, and she's been, really fun to have on the team. Very respectful to us. We've just really enjoyed having her. So, again, another one to look forward to having next year. Mackenzie, I call her Matt. She is another one of those that's just, you throw something at her and she's like, okay, I can do that, So she's a great swimmer. I look forward to next year having her as a swimmer, because I think she's got great potential for sprinting. She didn't really it was kind of a rough season for her. She had, a cut that she had to be out for a couple of weeks, and then, it was just a rough year for her, but we really look forward to having her next year. She also did try dive. Did she get to actually compete?
She did not,
okay.
But she was working on some of her dives, so.
Yeah, so we really look forward to having her. Renna, Miss Renna, you are very dedicated. But you need to trust your abilities. You need to trust our abilities. You need to trust your muscle memory. I don't know. You are a great swimmer. You're a great young lady. Sometimes you're so negative on yourself, and you talk yourself out of things, that you just need to have that confidence to go in and know that you got that. You know that you can do that, and you know that you can do that time, and that you can hit those turns, right? Am I right? Hit those turns. Okay. congratulations on High Point too. Melissa, you're very, very good swimmer. You had a few bumps too with injuries and sickness and that, so we're looking forward to seeing you back next year and building on that, what we started this year, and improving those strokes, and I promise I won't make you swim butterfly as much as I did this year. Maybe. Yeah. Alana, you showed great promise. You were, tough swimmer. You swam some very tough, I put you in tough events, and you responded very well. I know that swim is not your first sport, but coming in and, not having volleyball and then coming in to swim, I think that shows a lot about an athlete that's willing to try a different sport that they maybe didn't compete before in. So we enjoyed having you, and you greatly improved too. You can tell that you're in other sports because you're very coachable. If we tell you something, you adjust, and you learn from that, and that shows in the time drops that you have. Riley S. Again, she was the one that was most improved. I will tell you, we like to say she's like Dory from Finding Nemo. She just keeps swimming. I'll go, Riley, what are you on? I don't know. Riley, what are you supposed to be doing? I don't know, but she's swimming. She just keeps swimming. She doesn't stop. She may not know what she's doing, but she's swimming. So we're like, okay, that's all right, as long as you're swimming. So, and she was one that we would throw in an event and she would do it, and throw her in another event and she would do it. And I mean, gosh, I don't on the top of my head remember how much time she dropped in the 500 the last time she swam it, but it was like, holy cow, why didn't we have her in there before? So again, I think she swam the fly or the IM and then did the 500. I mean, she was doing some very hard events. Yeah. So I, again, just like everybody else, look forward to having her back next year. Elizabeth, this is her first year swimming on high school, obviously, because she was a freshman. But she's one, when we talked about swimmers being mature and things like that, I look for her next year to be that at that point, because she is not quite comfortable, I don't think, in her skin as far as a swimmer, because once she gets there, she's going to be great, because she's long, she's lanky, and she's got the strokes down. So we just need to keep moving forward and looking for that potential in Elizabeth. And I think, had a good time this year because she met some good people that were on the team. So it's always fun being part of a team. Especially in high school, it's a little bit different than like a club team. So that was fun, and hopefully things will be back to normal, and we can do a lot of the team stuff that we didn't get to do this year, invitationals and things like that. You just build a bond more when you're able to do more things like that. So look forward to having her back next year. Megan, she didn't have much experience, and I'm not sure if it's because volleyball or if it was because of her sister that she came out for swim, but I'm glad she did. She has the potential. She has the long arms, and she's athletic. So she did get the experience of swimming. She did get the experience of learning all the strokes. And again, she can only improve from where she's at. And I think she, did a wonderful job this year. So look forward to maybe having her back next year. I think you're a volleyball player, so we may not get you back, but we would love to have you back if you want to. Last but not least, Bree. Bree was like a close second behind Riley on most improved. Bree is one, like we talked about, she's very coachable. You tell her to adjust something, or she'll ask, is this right? Can you watch me? And that really, really showed towards the end. she's like a sponge. She's always wanting to improve. She's always trying to improve. Towards the end, her breaststroke, she was really doing, really well on her breaststroke, was dropping times each meet. So, it showed that she put in the practice. It showed that she was there to learn and do her best. That is all I have for individual. But I do want to say that I hope you guys all had fun. I think we made the best of a bad situation with COVID, and I was just glad we were able to get our season in, and I hope that everybody comes back next year. I also hope that everybody stays healthy until things can get back to something of a semi-normal routine. Please continue to, if it's not swim, please be involved in something with your school, whether that's a sport or speech or a play. Because that's always fun. It's only 4 years, and you'll look back on that, and that gives you the experience. And that's one of the things about being on a team. It gives you experience working with other people of different backgrounds. And boy, we had a diverse group. We had a very diverse group this year. But I could not have asked for 33 better girls. You were very respectful, hardworking, just dedicated. I know it was a pain when I would say social distance, but we had to, so we did what we had to. So glad we got the season done. And again, I want to say that to pick up your awards, excuse me, to pick up your awards, it's going to be the 7th and the 8th, and it's going to be in the pool deck between 2:30 and 3:15. So also, I think there might be one or two of you that still have your sweats out. We need to get that. Otherwise, you will get a bill, and you'll be surprised at how much they charge you for lovely sweats or a bag. So, so make sure you get that in. Okay? All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope to see you guys all soon. And I hope to see you all next year, except for seniors. Well, you can still come back, but we're gonna say goodbye. Bye. See you soon.